Okay, I wanted to make a quick video, just a few minutes long, going over some things that might help you release your app in the App Store. The first thing I do is I make a list of things I need to do in order to get the project complete. And I'll be adding to the list as time goes on. It's not the definitive list, but it's all the things I can think of that, oh shoot, I need to do this, I need to add this page, I need to make this button work, I list them all out in plain English. And I actually put that to-do list, if I'm working by myself, I'll put that to-do list actually inside the app. I'll make a Swift file to do, and in using comments, I'll have like a list of things that I have to do. And I think most importantly is I have a list of things to do for version 1, but I also have a list of things to do for version 2, for version 3, and so on, and that's about it. I think just version 2 or 3, because there are things that you'll think of that will be like, oh, that's going to be so cool if I can get it to do this or that. But that might not be like your first version. Like you might want to put off some of the more complicated aspects of your app or things that you want to happen, but things that are not super critical for like a future version. But you don't want to forget about it, so that's where I put it. If I'm making an app with someone else, then I'll make a Google Doc and we'll share the doc, or we'll use Trello to organize our sprints, and or we'll use Jira. When you come across errors or crashes, try to be curious about it and amused by it. It's not always funny, but try to have fun with it, because there's going to be a lot of errors and there's going to be a lot of troubleshooting. Personally, I like that. I like figuring out what's wrong and fixing it, but I understand that can be frustrating. Just try to be curious or amused by the crashes and bugs in your app. Take a break if you get stuck on one of these bugs and work on something else like design, or research other apps out there, or go to App Store Connect and work on the web page for your app, or work on the logo, or things like that. Keep moving forward. But if you slow down to a crawl on one specific problem, maybe bounce to something else and work on that a little bit. Make sure to, just keep persevering, keep moving forward. Try not to get distracted as well. Try not to let the scope of your project just get too monumental. You think you could add this and then add that, and then it's going to be this amazing. Just keep it focused. Keep your app, its core functionality in mind. And again, just put those big ideas in your to-do list for version 2.0 or whatever. That being said, if there's some huge opportunity to pivot this way or that way, something you can't ignore, then feel free to pivot and redirect. Now, the other thing someone once taught me was, don't get too invested in your code. Don't fall in love with your little bits of code that you create, your little blocks of code, this function, that function, this solution, that solution. It's all temporary. It can go away like that and be improved with so someone can come up with a new bit of code that just completely destroys this whole section over here. That's great. Let's just keep moving forward. Don't worry. Don't get too attached to your code. It's all temporary. Also, don't try to make your code perfect. I mean, you're talking about version 1, just getting it in the App Store. You can always refactor or iterate and improve in version 1.1 or 1.2. Just get the core functionality done. Don't obsess about it being perfect or beautiful. Apple's not going to open up your app and look at your code and say, oh, this is a beautifully coded app. They don't care. They're going to look at the buttons, make sure the buttons are big enough, make sure the app doesn't crash, make sure it's not malicious or there's not a virus. They'll run through some scans, and then they'll either release it or they'll reject it. And when they reject it, usually they'll tell you why, and you fix it, and then you submit it again, and then they tell you why, and you submit it again, and then they approve it. They're not going to crack open your app and look at your code. So don't get obsessed about making your code beautiful or perfect. Just put it out there and see if people like your app. Then if people like the app, then, make it better. So hopefully this was helpful. A lot of common sense stuff, but sometimes it's good to hear someone else say it. And if you have any questions about the process, then leave a comment down below. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to know more about coding in iOS or Swift. And until next time, take care, stay safe out there, and I believe in you. You can do it. You're doing great work, and I look forward to seeing your app in the App Store.